Alright, so a few weeks ago, I made a video reading Fiona Harvey's Facebook posts. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll leave a link on the outro if you want to check it out. Now, on that 20-minute video, I read Fiona's Facebook posts from just May 1st. So it took me 20 minutes just to read one day's worth of Facebook posts from Fiona Harvey. So on this video, I'm going to read her Facebook posts from May 2nd. Unfortunately, we can no longer access this Facebook account of hers because she put it on private. But luckily, I was able to screen record all of her posts, photos, and videos just a day or two before she took it all down. So let's go ahead and see what Fiona had to say on May 2nd. What a strange, horrible day. Got woken up in the night by thunderstorms and lightning battering against the bedroom window. It's bloody second May, never mind. Let's hope it pisses down on labor supporters who will be out there like rats up a drain pipe today. You never see them all year round. They do nothing, but the little creeps will be out today. It will be a terrible day. That storm must have been 4 or 5 a.m., I think. This baby reindeer thing in this publicity machine is out of control. The Daily Mail are obsessed with it because Netflix makes so much money. It's going on and really getting me down. Every time I look at the news or my friends do, it's on there. It's got to the stage I'm scared to Google up the news in case it's on there. 2 days ago, the Daily Mail ran an article on all the murder mystery suspense type films like Baby Reindeer. Again, I was sickened, so didn't read it. All this harassing nonsense tends to be on the Daily Mail website. The solution is not to look at the Daily Fail at all, but I like some of the showbiz news and health articles. The other thing was that publicist, be she real or a hoax, really freaked me out, not last night, but the night before with the late calls. The calls were menacing. She indicated this wasn't going to stop, was swearing at me every second word and telling me to make money out of it, and I was a stupid... a stupid bitch for not doing so. Well, I'm not Johnny Depp. I don't have 30 grand to pay shillings, and frankly their PR is crap anyway, and their lawyers really mess up cases. Many are not highly qualified at all. In fact, they have the least qualifications of any lawyers I know. The whole Baby Reindeer thing, like its writer, has become a freaky little nightmare. I didn't sleep well last night anyway due to the storm, but this is really beginning to upset me. Netflix, Richard Gadd, and that fat slob actress Jessica and the Daily Mail don't give a monkey's who is caught up in this. They are callous, nasty BS. That fat slob actress really annoys me doing this to another woman. That is unforgivable. Obviously, people watch this Baby Reindeer crap. The only crap I actually watch on TV is EastEnders, but I've seen no TV for tweaked days because the move went badly wrong and I don't know which box to TV Ariel is in. I can do without TV, but not music. I think this Baby Reindeer has become obsessional watched by stalkers, potential stalkers and half-wits like the writer, and for God's sake, can't that fat actress not go on diet? Unless there are health reasons for it, no one should be that fat. I've been looking at the emoji comments. Very few are the frown ones. I'm glad she's paying attention to the emoji comments. Very few are the frown ones in days, so thank you for that because my life has been turned upside down. The 1S who do the frowns are odd-bod women and odd-bod gay men. I block them when I can be bothered. It's always the same type of Gad follower, strange bio misfits with no job. They are the menacing... They are the menacing stalker type. I think Baby Reindeer appeals to social misfits, Daily Mail reporters, not necessarily mutually exclusive Daily Mail lawyers who are odd bods, the unemployed and folk with no friends, the 20-something unemployed. I don't want to be cowed by this, but I don't want to wake up every morning reading it either. I also don't want to be litigating versus it years either. That's soul destroying. All I can say to folks is if all your professional mates say to you don't go working for some silly WHRE like Laura Walker, you'll end up in the Sunday Mail. Listen to them. I would also say to folk, watch who you meet in London. It's full of freaks. I mean, look at that guy who went on the rampage with with a sword the other day. Khan has made London not safe. Loads of violent schizophrenics out there and other oddbods. Don't go into a bar you don't know because you're starving for a lemonade and a meal. You'll meet a freak. You'll meet a freak like Richard Gadd. That's all I can say. Mellick solicitors act for the Sun. They hire no women lawyers ever apart from Bernadette Baxter, who does family law. They have an anti-women lawyer agenda too, have had for decades. That Sun journalist said no way would he identify me. I was going to phone Kenny Balfour Lane to do. I was just about to phone Kenneth Balfour Lang, Edinburgh public school boy in my year at uni. Couldn't make it with an Edinburgh for he called W. NK bag, so went to Mellick's. I've never trusted him. I was going to phone him. Check put this Robert journalist who I did not known. I did not known him. No, I told you. I never known him. I was about to pick up the phone and the Daily Mail wouldn't get off the... The Daily Mail only has one phone line. So if they get two calls, the other will never go through. Okay, Fiona, that sounds realistic. So I didn't get to talk to him. Not that, frankly, it would have made much difference. Mellick's hate Levy and McRae, and this had been ongoing for decades. They all hate each other. I did phone Mellick's Monday or Tuesday. I spoke to a very English receptionist who couldn't take a message for toffee. Kenneth Lang was now on holiday, but was there when that Sun article was written last week. This girl could not take a basic message for toffee. It was excruciating. I asked who was doing Kenneth Lang's work while he was on a holiday. Oh, Sophie, someone will call you back. Obviously, no call came. Was she a solicitor? I asked. Yes. I phoned the next day to see why no call back. Could I speak to her about why my name had been revealed? This Scottish receptionist is a right wee madam. They are legendary for their obnoxious support staff. It's been that way in there for decades. Talk about a nippy sweetie. I commented the call before took ages because I could get no sense out of the English receptionist. I got dog's abuse back on we phoned Kenny on holiday. No one will phone you back. Okay, then we'll go to the press complaints commission with that firm. Tommy Sheridan did too, I'm sure. But the nastiness of that receptionist, it wasn't because I was on the phone. It's just this younger Scot, no manners thing Oh, we can't act for you was the first thing she said, thick as mince. I'm not asking that, I said. I'm asking why my name was printed. Did she even go to Kenny? Well, the regulators will find out. Oh, we act for the Sun, she kept saying. Yes, I do in fact know Mellick's act for the Sun and previously the News of the World. I've actually known that for decades. Mellick seems to hire the worst support staff in Glasgow. She was treating me like a criminal. Wee madam. And over the next weeks, they would no doubt be doing over John Sweeney and Kate Forbes and all that they would have had hand in getting rid of Sturgeon. Anyone remotely making a success of themselves, people like this have to tear down door. Had a hell of a time with the Scottish press too. Everybody does. That wee madam at Mellick's won't be so cheeky when she is dealing with everybody suing Mellick's from now on. That's why I'm publicizing this. And yes, I taped the call. What was I supposed to do last week? Ignore all media inquiries and let them publish exactly what they wanted? That was Bill McCree's advice after of spoke Levy and McRae wanted thousands up front to represent. Maybe Joanna Cherry has lots of spare, though, to hire David McKee. I don't. I also think David McKee might have been on duty for the Sunday Mail when I was done over in '98. He wouldn't answer a straight question on that. The English firms charge 4 times what Levy and McRae do. So what should I have done? I'll tell you what I'm doing now. I'm naming names because I've been abused by a lot of them. I'm pro-Scottish independence, but, well, never get it while we get a carry-on like that up there. People are moaning about how the younger generation up there. Talk to them. The younger generation of Scotland are pretty uneducated. Some time ago, I spoke to a Scots lawyer in her 60s. She phoned up some Scottish government department and she'd been spoken to atrociously by some wee idiot like that female at Mellick's. I know, I said, we've all been on the receiving end of it. It's embarrassing Scotland. It seems to be the lower down the job in admin everywhere, the more they think they can abuse professionals. It's not on. Professionals are sick to the back teeth of it. The trick is the email, but no one answers emails in offices anymore. They go to the office to sleep after binge watching Baby Reindeer. That's not a joke. Crap journalists all have fights. These are not the sharpest knives in the drawer. Shall we name them? Shall I, you, and the person in the middle is kicked around like a football? They make up what they like. Do the press abuse people? Of course they do. Well, someone has just phoned me to say Richard Gadd has been on Lorraine the Morning Show with Martha within the past 2 weeks. The relentless publicity machine of the untrue story. I don't watch Lorraine. Richard Gadd and Fatso Martha are exhausting. I'm trying to do other things, but people keep phoning to tell me what these two oddbods are up to. I've just seen about John Sweeney with Kate Forbes backing. That's kind of the way I thought it would pan out, but Scotland would never achieve independence unless it ups its game with some of the nonsense going on up there, which I thought had been cleared up, but clearly hasn't. I'm very pro-Scottish independence. The last thing Scotland needs is Labour tyrants back in control. That would be a total disaster. I don't care if Richard Gadd and Fat Martha go to Lord God Almighty the Man, on the moon or the Pope to say his silly wee play is a true story. Anyone remotely normal knows it is not a true story. Everyone who phones me is up to trying to be helpful, telling me what the wee nuisance does next. Yes, we need to know to keep people informed, but no bloody wonder loads of women hate him. It is a relentless Richard Gadd and Fat Martha publicity machine. It won't make them any more money. The world would be fine if it weren't for the people. Not my quote. Doug Moynes actually also done over shortly after me by the Billerite Mafia in '98. People can be nuts like Gadd and Fat Martha. It's a double act now. I've just spent 40 minutes on the phone speaking to an old pal. He's my age. He doesn't follow Facebook, hasn't been watching TV. That's true. I've been explaining to him what has happened all over the media with Fat Martha, Richard Gadd, and their circus. He knows me very well, has known me for 20 years. I said I'm going to have to go. I'm tired, need to get up early. I said the Daily Mail wouldn't get off my phone. It's been hell. He goes, if I didn't know you, well, I think you were making it up. I said, Google Fiona Harvey, Richard Gadd, Fat Martha, or Baby Reindeer at your leisure. It will all come up. And follow my Facebook account for the truth. He will look it up because he's a kind mate. I know a lot of folk not on social media, etc. They all think Gadd's mad too. What a nasty thing to do to someone, he said. He's right. I'm dealing with lovey lunatics and the unsavory elements of the UK press. It's about to come tumbling down on Fat Martha and Gadd. No one believes them. Watch this space. If I hadn't had a major flat move right in the middle of this and a bad ankle with an operation pending, it would all have crashed down on their heads already, because I would have been more mobile with computers working. Do not go see this play he hardly wrote. Word of it anyway. He used other people's jokes from within Camden. I give an exclusive interview next week. I will reveal more then. That interview they wanted me this week. Couldn't do it, ankle too sore and bad stomach. Gadd would kill me if he could. He's that kind of guy. He's my stalker. Gadd would kill me if he could. He's that kind of guy. He's my stalker. The truth will put, and I'm gonna tell it. My friends are disgusted with Gadd and Fat Martha. Do not go see this abusive play or stream it or whatever. Tired up early tomorrow. It's about time the Sun newspaper were sued Black and Blue. I've not cooperated in any of their articles. Don't know what they've written. Lawyers are checking it over for me. I did not put myself, as they put it. They were underhand BS and gave my name put. Their lawyers, Mellick's, have been liars for years. Robert at the Sun lied and lied and lied on tape. He said he would not mention my name. He's a bloody liar. Don't trust the Sun. I did not put my own name out there. We have also had various legal opinions about how to sue Netflix. They are unanimous in Netflix and Gadd's culpability here. I'm now going to get something to eat. It's important for people to know that some journalists are morons. They make it up as they go along. There is no way I ran along to the Sun newspaper and said, "Hey, I'm Fiona Harvey." The Sun must think we are all as mad as Richard Gadd. And who's this mystery publicist who has been phoning me after 10 p.m.? An ex-Sun reporter? I don't know. The important point is I did not go to the Sun and have repeatedly said on tape to them last week, "Don't name me." Robert, the Sun journalist, is 38. He worked there 4 years. He's hardly journalist of the year. He was last to phone last week after the Daily Mail and Daily Record were second. When I phoned him to say "you've named me," he started shouting. Robert, real men don't shout at women. People like Jimmy Ray, dead MP, do, and what was he accused of? And wife beating. I won't deal with any man that shouts at women. That's why I won't deal with Richard Gadd, but more on that next week. The Sun newspaper is now being investigated by the regulators, so are their crap lawyers. I don't know one person who reads the Sun. My friends are all highly educated. Yeah, where are they again? Because we've never seen a single photo of any of your educated friends. So thanks, Gadd, for this latest round of abuse. Thanks, Fat Martha. I have not voted in this election. I normally vote, but the polling card pertains to my old address in Camden. I'm not going back there. Vote Tory, though, because this country would get so much worse under Labor lunatics. There's a long way to go till the general election, though, which I think will be November, December, January of next year. It won't be before December, and most professionals and people who work will vote Tory. Oh yes, Starmer's lot may do well tomorrow, but they won't in the general. Do you think Richard Gadd and Fat Martha would have liked this done to them what's been done to me for nearly 2 weeks now? No, they would have been running off to their lovey unions, daddy professor cuddly toys and singing their shrinks. I wouldn't have wished this last 2 weeks on my worst enemy, but then my conscience is clear unlike theirs. Hey, do you think Fat Martha and Gadd are dating? He's looking for a woman. Sometimes it reams and reams all over the press. He wants a man. Now it's a woman. I'll love you and leave you till tomorrow night at least. I've got important things to do. Fiona X. I just wondered, for the purposes of my book and research for my book, how many of you have been done over in the media before? I suspected Gadd was up to something 5 years ago when he first wrote the play for the festival, but frankly forgot all about it because he's a non-entity. It's like the Al Pacino movie where he forgets about Benny Bronco from the Bronx. Benny turns up weeks later and murders him. That's non-entity Gadd for you. I'm just Benny from the Bronx. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm just Benny from the Bronx. And by the way, if Al Pacino yeah, I'm sure Al Pacino's going to proposition you. If Al Pacino propositioned me in a bar, oh God, I'd say yes, even though he's 80 or something. I've always fancied Al. Well, I'm sure Al Pacino would be really glad to know that. Maybe he can be the subject of the Baby Reindeer sequel. Hey, that sounds like a good idea. You should pitch that to Netflix. Nighty. Okay, so just to clarify, these posts are US Eastern Standard Time, so they're about 5 hours behind the UK. So it's not actually 5:11 p.m. where Fiona is, it's actually 10:11. So her first post of May 2nd was after 3 a.m. my time, but it was actually after 8 a.m. her time. Well, in a shocking twist of events, Fiona didn't actually go to sleep like she said. I'll give you a Lorraine Kelly joke before I go to sleep. I've been telling it to people today after I found Gadd and Martha were on Lorraine's show. People often come up to me and say, "Are you Lorraine Kelly?" I met my friend Jane and her toy boy one nice sunny day in London in a nice bar, not the Halley Arms. We were stone cold sober. In came a guy, the most boring guy on planet Earth, and he knew Jane from school. Oh Christ, not him, she whispered. We couldn't get rid of him for hours. Oh, you're not. You are, he kept on saying. Not what you talking about. You're Lorraine Kelly, aren't you? Oh God, I love you. No, I'm not. Oh, are you joking? Are you? No, I'm not. She's 10 years older than me. This went on for an hour. I wouldn't have minded, but he was a bloody cop off duty, thick as mints. I look nothing like Lorraine Kelly, so good job. I wasn't on Lorraine Kelly, eh? This cop would have been bloody confused. I hate that when you take a statin at night and it goes down the wrong way, you need to suck loads of mints to get the foul taste away. What I'm currently doing, yuck. Most of these reporters don't have degrees, aren't well read, and can barely read and write. Hey folks, I found one that does have qualifications in read and write. Ain't I the lucky babe? Gad will be jealous again. Yeah. Just out of interest, was Gad's alleged abuser a stalker? Because he's written extensively about this alleged abuser, asking for a friend. Oh, I forgot. According to Gad and Netflix, everything he writes is fact. Oh, I see. Silly me. And just for the record, I'm not a man, have never been a man, and didn't abuse Gad, just in case anyone asks me that, okay? Just out of interest, I can't like anyone's page on here or repost it. I can't do that to them because they'll get stalking and death threats from Gad's fans like I have. So what do? I do have this page for Gad fans who no longer like him because they don't believe him. And set up another Facebook page for me and my fans. Facebook, by the way, are really annoyed with Gad's stalking pals. They were threatening to kill me in chat rooms, so why did they have to accost me directly on friends' Facebook pages right now? Abusive men want the women they abuse to have no friends. Classic Gad and abuser. He's showing all the classic traits. If Gad didn't want me to be identified, why didn't Gad just come out and say it's not her? No, he wants to make money and he wanted to humiliate me. Look at his parents, father on a very high salary doing nothing as an academic. Academics always full of their own importance. Mother real dead-end job but overpaid for it. Gad thinks women should know their place. Also in the Daily Mail, instead of publishing the article I have them, they were obsessed with Gad's lawyer's threats in the story. They substitute D was about a theater director who they say did not abuse Gad. Did Gad speak up for him because he's another lovey? Now I don't know who abused who, but fans were hounding this guy, then suddenly Gad's lawyer's kicking up a fuss. Then this guy appears in an article supposed to be about Gad stalking me. That makes no sense. Gad's lawyers really threatened the Daily Mail last week. If you had nothing to hide, why threaten a newspaper over printing a story? That whole episode is bizarre and I need to read it line by line. Then we had another barista whose name I have who was also hounded by Gad fans. Did she threaten lawyers? Why did they go off her scent? None of this circus makes sense. If journalists could tell the truth, it would help, but few of them can. Well, Fiona, not everyone has as much integrity as you. Because I know what goes on behind the scenes to a certain extent with the press and lawyers. I'm well equipped to make educated guesses what went on, but even I am finding this case bizarre. Based, other cases I have seen. Media circus. Definitely 90 this time. The other thing we were all talking about today, and we all know the law. Gad doesn't, is how do you disprove something you are not doing, like stalking? How do you disprove that? That's why Laura Walker picked that crime. Scheming and nasty, the two of them, and we've all had to deal with the consequences. If they picked a crime like drugs, assault, murder, easier to prove and disprove. Lawyers can't fathom out these two weirdos. For love nor money. We all think just a wicked, nasty thing to do. One does ponder their weirdness late at night when I'm usually up till 2 reading. Midnight is an early night for me.